Matthew is not there.
Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadari Jasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjano Jamunatira Vanachari Jamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadari Jasodanandana Brajajana Ranjano Jasodanandana Brajajana Ranjano Jamunatira Vanachariya Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Sri Radha Madhava ki Sri Radha Damodar ki Sri Radha Giridhari ki Jayom Vishnuvar Paramahamsa Parivrajika Jaja Shuddha Sisi Mad is divine grace by Charanara Vinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Jayom Vishnuvar Paramahamsa Parivrajika Jaja Shuddha Sisi Mad is divine grace Srila Bhakti Saranta Saraswati Gosa Maharaj Prabhupada ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai Karantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai Shri Dharmadharmasa ki Jai Appearance day of Radha Kund ki Jai Shri Bahulastami ki Gaura Premanandi all glories to the sum of the devotees all glories to the sum of the devotees all glories to the sum of the devotees all glories Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga Vishnu Badai Krishna Vastai Vadishmadi Bhakti Varanta Swami Niti Namani Vastai Sadhati Deving Gauravani Charani Nivishesha Shunyavadi Vasyate Adesha Dharmi. So I thought maybe today I would read before beginning the Bhagavatam class. Today is the appearance day of Radha Kund and Bahulastami. So I'll read about that, and then also I'll read a few selections from the Kartik Mahatmya, or the benefits of offering lamps. Supplying ghee lamps for others to offer. You get the benefit of every single ghee wick that's offered during this month, if you make it. So that doesn't mean after this month don't make any more ghee wicks. Okay, so this is taken from the Sri Radha Kundastakam. 8 verses about Radha Kund. And I'll read a little bit more. So, by Raghunath Das Goswami. I guess in these 8 verses it describes the appearance day of Radha Kund, how Radha Kund appeared. After the killing of Aristasura, Srimati Radhika and her Sakis exchanged many joking words with Sri Krishna concerning the necessary atonement for one who has committed the offense of killing a Aristasura was a bull. Okay. Extra upma for you. Okay. As a result, the queen of Vrindavan, Srimati Radhika, and her Sakis joyfully excavated and filled Sri Radha Kund with their own hands. May that immensely fragrant Radha Kund be my shelter. In the land of the hearts of those who bathe in Radha Kund, the desired tree of the superlative prema, which is not obtainable even for Krishna's principal queens in Dwarka, will arise. So in the land of the hearts of those who bathe in Radha Kund, a tree grows up, and it's a tree of prema that's not available even to the queens of Dwarka. May that supremely charming Radha Kund be my shelter. Maybe you should get that bottle of blue bottle and bring it here, because there's Radha Kund in there. Yeah. Well, no, there's Radha Kund in that bottle because it's 108 tirtas. So Radha Kund's in that bottle too. So after class, everyone should, or during class, sprinkle a little on their head. Because we're reading about bathing in Radha Kund, we might also take advantage. Because in India right now, well, it's happening at midnight, noon our time, about midnight. That's when it, like that. Actually, by 11:30, because it's a 12.5 hour difference. For the pleasure of Srimati Radhika, even Sri Krishna himself, yearning to attain her merciful sidelong glance, regularly bathes in Radha Kund, carefully observing all the appropriate rituals. May that supremely enchanting Sri Radha Kund be my shelter. May that supremely enchanting Radha Kund, with the moon, which is the moon of Braja, which the moon of Braja, Sri Krishna loves as much as he loves the crown jewel amongst the sweet girls of Braja, Srimati Radhika, in which he has made known by the name Radhika herself, be my shelter. So Krishna loves Radha Kund as much as he loves Radharani because they're non-different. The mercy obtained by serving Radha Kund makes the desire creeper of prema for the Prince of Braja sprout and is celebrated for bearing the flower of service to my Swami, Srimati Radhika. May that supremely charming Radha Kund be my shelter. Gloriously manifest on the banks of Radha Kund are 8 kunjas named after Radha's principal Sakhis, acting as stimuli for the amorous pastimes of the divine couple. These kunjas are filled with the sweet humming of bumblebees and are desired by everyone. May that supremely enchanting Radha Kund be the shelter of my life. Situated on an exquisite dais on the bank of Radha Kund and accompanied by her beloved Sakhis are Swamini. Srimati Radhika charmingly engages in sweet joking words with Sri Krishna, the moon of Braja. These playful verbal exchanges are enhanced by the suggestion of so many innuendos. May that Radha Kund be the shelter of my life. May that very charming and especially fragrant Radha Kund, where intoxicated with love the divine couple and the Sakhis daily sport with great joy in the water, so fragrant with exquisite lotus flowers, be the sole shelter of my life. To that devotee who, in a resolute mood of aspiring to serve Srimati Radhika, reads this charming prayer describing Sri Radha Kund, even in their present body, Sri Krishna will quickly grant them darshan not only of his beloved Radhika, but also of their many variegated amorous pastimes. Witnessing these pastimes and envisioning himself serving Yugala Kishore in various ways, such a devotee will feel immense jubilation. This astika is recited in the poetic meter known as Malini. So, now going back here. There we go. Today is known as Bahulastami. Bahulastami. It's Ashtami. I don't know what Bahu refers to, but on the 8th day of the waning phase of the Damodar month, the appearance of Radha Kund is celebrated by the residents. Bathing in Radha Kund is especially beneficial on this day. By this one gains the favor of Radha, by which one gains the favor of Krishna. Radha Kund appeared at midnight. People go to Radha Kund and offer prasadam, garlands, and pumpkins, gourds, into the water. Then at midnight take bath in Radha Kund and then bathe in Sham Kund. Many people like to bathe at a ghat where Lord Nityananda's Shakti, Janavamata, used to bathe. Has anyone here been to Radha Kund? You've seen that place over there? It's kind of like that, her place. But wherever you go, you better get there early, as thousands of people and devotees will be there, and bring some warm clothing for afterwards, as it is so cooling. So, in other words, it's a little cool in Vrindavan, right? In the evening at midnight. So, the holy place known as Mathura is spiritually superior to Vaikuntha, the transcendental world, because the Lord appeared there. Superior to Mathura, Puri is the transcendental forest of Vrindavan because of Krishna's Rasa Leela pastimes, and superior to the forest of Vrindavan is Govardhan Hill, for it was raised by the divine hand of Sri Krishna and was the site of his various loving pastimes. And above all, the super excellent Sri Radha Kund stands supreme, for it is overflooded with the ambrosial nectarine prema of the Lord of Gokul, Sri Krishna. Where then is that intelligent person who is unwilling to serve this divine Radha Kund, which is situated at the foot of Govardhan Hill? Okay, so it starts out by talking about Vaikuntha. So what's superior to Vaikuntha in this verse? Mathura. Why is that? Krishna appeared. Then superior to Mathura is Vrindavan, because what happened in Vrindavan? Vrindavan Puri. There's a picture right there. What happened in Vrindavan? Rasa Leela. Then greater than Vrindavan is
there's a site in Govardhan that is supposed to be the site of Rasa.
no, Krishna had Rasa dance in there's many different Rasa Stalis throughout Vrindavan, but Bamsivat is the main one that you go to. So Govardhan Hill. Now, why is Govardhan Hill more sacred than Vrindavan? Yes, but specifically, you're true. But why did Krishna? What is it? Krishna lifted with his own divine hand. It says, but greater than Govardhan is Radhakund, because what's it overflowing with? Every single devotee in this room sounds just like Bhakti Zak. It's amazing how you can change your voices like that. According to this verse, why is Radhakund the topmost transcendental place? It's overflowing with Krishna Prema. Like that. Okay. That's from the Upadeshamrita. It's a verse in the Upadeshamrita. So here's a little story about how Radhakund appeared. After killing a bull demon named Aristasura, Krishna approached Radharani to engage in loving affairs. However, she rebuked him, saying that he was impure because of committing the sin of killing a bull, the symbol of religion. She suggested that he counteract this sin. To counteract this sin, he should bathe in all the sacred rivers. Krishna, being eager to engage in loving affairs with Srimati Radharani, immediately shoved his lotus foot into the ground, making a large hole, and called all the sacred rivers to enter into it. They appeared before him and formed Shyamakund, the bathing place of Shyam, one who is the color of dark as a rain cloud. So all of a sudden it filled up. After bathing, Krishna stated that he had become pure by bathing in Shyamakund, but that the gopis had become impure having sided with a demon, even though he appeared in the form of a bull. Radharani, along with some of her gopi friends, broke their bangles and dug a hole with the broken pieces. But there was no water, so Krishna laughed. The gopis then formed a line to the Manasi Ganga and started to fill the hole with the water which was passed from one gopi to another. At that time, all the sacred rivers again arrived in person and requested permission to enter into Radharani's kund, which they did after receiving Radharani's blessing. It says in another book, they all appeared at 11:30. It took them about a half hour to fill it all up, and the Radha kund was filled up.
When they say Manasi Ganga, it means from the mind?
No, the Manasaganga is a lake there you can go. There's a very famous temple of Sudarshan Chakra there, Hari something. You know? Manasacho. There's a whole story of how that appeared too. All these different sacred places. So that's how Radhakund appeared. Any other additions to this pastime? Because it's not very elaborate.
Well, it's the Manasaganga. It was Krishna from the mind he created it.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
For another pastime?
Pastime was that cowherd boy. His was the cowherd boys, and they were contaminated, and all these other days.
You could open that door just a little bit, please. Some air. So would you like me to read a little bit about find the right place. First section is all about these curses if you don't do anything during Kartik, how you're going to burn in hell forever. So let's skip that part. Right. Well, the whole thing is if you know, the point being, if you know that Kartik is such a special month, but due to foolishness or laziness you don't do anything, then it's an offense like that. Okay, I have some. Okay. general virtues of Kartik. The merits accrued by bathing in all holy places, and there's a lot of them, and by performing all sorts of charity cannot match the results obtainable in this month, even if multiplied by the millions. My dear son, visiting holy places, performing yagyas, and giving dakshin, residing in Pushkar, Kurukshetra, or in the Himalayas, or offering in charity the weight of Mount Meru in gold, are all very nice, but only Kartik is dear to Keshava in all respects. O Narada, these are the facts. Who used to say that? These are the facts. Some newscaster used to say that. These are the facts. Or maybe it's Dragnet or something, I don't know. These are the facts. That was okay. That's it. Oh, okay. They're just the facts, ma'am. So here it is, just the facts. In this month, pious deeds aimed at Sri Vishnu's satisfaction yield imperishable fruits. For this is the best month, the holiest among the holy, and the purest among the purifiers. Now, it is said it's very dear to Krishna, but actually Kartik is Radharani's month, and Purushottam, the month of Purushottam, right? Mas, that's Krishna's month. O Narada, the merits and demerits obtained during Kartik are like rivers, mountains, and oceans, and that they are never exhausted. There is no month equal to Kartik, no yuga equal to Satya Yuga, no scripture equal to the Vedas, no tirtha equal to SanDiego, California. Doesn't say that. Just see if anyone's awake. Okay. No tirtha equal to Ganga, bathing in the Ganges. And, O great sage, this is the best month and is always dear to Vaishnavas. By serving Kartik with devotion, a Vaishnav can deliver any of his ancestors who are suffering in hell. That's from the Skanda Purana, a talk between Lord Brahma and Narada Muni. Of the 12 months, this month is particularly dear to Sri Krishna. Sri Vishnu certainly rewards the devotee who worships him during Kartik with residence in his own abode, even if worshipped with minimum items. Damodar is famous as Bhakta Vatsala, and his month imbibes his characteristics. It rewards even a tiny effort with huge results. So what would it reward? A huge effort, right? So if a tiny effort gets huge results, what would a huge effort get? Right. Of all living species, the ephemeral human form is seldom achieved by the incarnated being, and throughout his existence, the month of Kartik, which is so dear to Hari, is even rarer. So here's the virtues of Kartik Vratas. In this world, the results of vows last for one lifetime only. But the effects of Kartik Vratas extend up to 100 lives. That's interesting. So you do a vrata other times and so on. The benefit is exhausted in this lifetime, but if you perform devotional vratas in the month, it goes up to 100 lives. Yeah, you don't stick around for it though. There are better treasures in heaven, as it says in the Bible. O best of the Brahmins, the results of bathing at Akrura Tirtha while fasting on the full moon day of Kartik can be achieved simply by hearing about the Vaishnava Vrata. This type of vrata yields pious results even to those equal to those available from the pilgrimages to Varanasi, Kurukshetra, Naimisharanya, Pushkar, and Arbuda. Where's Arbuda? That's Mount Abu in Rajasthan. Mount Abu. And they hear people talk about that. Mount Abu. By undertaking this vrata, even a person who never performs a sacrifice and who never offers pinda to his ancestors can attain the status of a Vaishnav. By restricting his usual eating habits, in the course of this Kartik Vrata, one will definitely obtain liberation, earning a form similar to Krishna's. O eminent sage, after executing a Kartik Vrata, a person will not take any more low births, be he a Brahmana, a Kshatriya, a Vaishya, or a Sudra. O celebrated sage, a person who undertakes the Vaishnava Vrata according to his best capacity has liberation already waiting on his palm. Liberation is waiting on your palm. A Vrata yields the maximum results even Even when, there's a few letters listening here. Even when minimally performed during Kartik. This month is worshipped even by Devarshis and Pitris. So, these are the benefits of certain types of austerities. O excellent Brahmanas, charity, penance, homa, and japa are all give unfading results when performed during Kartik. So charity, penance, homa, fire sacrifices, and japa all give unfading results when performed during Kartik. Moreover, whatever one donates, especially edibles, for Lord Vishnu's satisfaction yields perpetual results. Whoever sits in a swastikasan, do you know how to sit in a swastikasan? Does anyone know how to want to demonstrate that? Yeah, like that. Well, that way. Swastikasan. During this month is rewarded with a full year worth of Agnihotra sacrifices. I don't know. A woman who draws a mandala, that's an auspicious design, in the temple of Keshava will shine in heaven like a kopati, that's a certain type of bird. The man who regularly offers meals to Sri Vishnu during Kartik will not meet with calamities throughout the reign of 14 Indras. So you're doing that. You're cooking regular meals for the Lord during this month. So you will not meet with calamities throughout the reign of 14 Indras. Okay, by eating on leaves of the Brahmi tree, I don't know what that is, okay. Donating sesame, bathing in a river, hearing saintly discourses, serving saintly persons, and eating on Brahma leaves all confirm liberation when performed during Kartik. In this month, the merit of donating 1,000 cows accrues to the person who is awake in front of Sri Damodar at dawn. And Sri Vishnu's abode is at hand for someone who is awake during the last yama of the night. Yeah, that is a division of time equal to about 3 hours, 1/8 of the day. So 3 hours before dawn. So we're up during that time. This Mangala Artik is part of it. Kartik Brata is like serving saints, feeding cows, hearing holy speeches, worshipping Sri Vishnu, and being awake during the last 3 hours of the night are all rare feats in the age of Kali. The benefit of donating thousands of jaladenus, that's water pots, when the sun is in Taurus, can be achieved in this month simply by ablutions, taking a bath. The merit of bathing in the Sanihati Lake, Kurukshetra, on a Sunday, at the time of a solar eclipse. Okay, got that down on your calendar, Prabhus? Okay, is obtained by a single bath during the month of Kartik. So, do you want to take a bath today? Okay, you got the same benefit of. Huh? I guess it does. We got no choice. Huh? Yes. So you throw a little holy water on yourself. Okay. Or call all the holy waters before you take your shower. You can do that also, you know that? That's recommended before you take a bath, wherever it is. Isn't the water running through this temple purified? Just by the touch of it's Vishnu's abode? I don't know. We can have a discussion on that. Oh, great sage. There's perpetual value in grains and water offered to the ancestors during Kartik, Sri Krishna's dearmost month. O Narada, just by passing this month in the merriment of music, one may not take birth again. That's referring to kirtans, obviously, not Led Zeppelin. I have personally witnessed this. During Kartik, every step taken while circumambulating Lord Vishnu's temple yields the benefit of an Ashvamedha sacrifice. So maybe someone today can circumambulate the temple and count how many steps it takes, and let me know next Tuesday when I give class how many steps that is, so how many Ashvamedha sacrifices you benefited from. Because every step is worth one Ashvamedha sacrifice. Yeah. Cut through the parking lot once, like that. But also, if you can't go on the outside of the building, Prabhupada said, because in the early days we had many temples that were like storefronts and so on. So circumambulating inside is a type of circumambulation also, but it means going around the deities and so on. Anyways, you can give me the short and long version, the block or the, just go through that parking lot. Sometimes that parking lot's wide open. Yeah. Yes, you could, as long as you go around the deities, yeah. So we'll get an Agnihotra update, or excuse me, Ashvamedha sacrifice update on Tuesday. By singing, playing, or dancing with devotion before Lord Hari, one reaches the eternal realm by reading Sri Hari's 1,000 names or the episode of Gajendra's liberation during this month. So you read that. One will never again experience birth or death. By reciting prayers and singing during the last yama of the night, one will be dwell in Svetadweep along with his ancestors. I hope you like your ancestors. If you don't like them, don't do this. Of course, they'll all be purified. O great sage, by offering edibles to Sri Hari, one will reside in heaven for as many yugas as the number of yavas in those foodstuffs. Now, yava is a measure of the weight equal to 1 grain of barley. So as much as whatever food you're offering, the weight, how many barley weight it is, that's how many yugas you'll reside in heaven, Mahabharat, from your offerings. Okay. Well, that was the other one. You got the benefit too, so as Indra. Okay. In those foodstuffs, by burning a guru, that's a special mixture of things, and camphor for the pleasure of the Lord, one will not take birth again, not even when the yuga will end. Moreover, for those who hear Vishnu Katha in this month, even, I read this the other night, each half verse or quarter of a verse yields the fruits of donating 100 cows. Indeed, O great sage, all other duties should be given up in favor of hearing scriptures from holy men. So whatever you're doing, you should come to class unless you have very specific services, morning and evening, like that. Be it for spiritual benefit or other expectations, by engaging in Harikatha, one uplifts hundreds of his family's generations. A person will burn all sinful reactions and gain the fruit of 10,000 sacrifices for each day of Kartik spent in the delight of the scriptures. So hopefully make it all 30 days. In fact, Madhusudan is not as pleased by sacrifices or by charity of cows and elephants as he is pleased by discussions from the scriptures during Kartik. O eminent sage, by hearing Harikatha, one can transcend the distress accumulated in millions of births. Yes?
So is that like all day and most of the night, or is it like our sitting in Bhagavatam class every day?
That's our spiritual master's instructions. At least your morning to evening classes, and you may have some study time, because we have work to do, which is preaching, pushing the preaching movement. So, but the minimum, don't miss that. Your morning and evening classes, you may have some study time and discussion. So as much as possible. It says here, by regularly trying to read srimadbhagavatam during this month, one gains the benefit of reading all 18 Puranas. Furthermore, during Kartik, a man should cultivate supreme devotion by living among Vaishnavas at the cost of giving up acts of piety and other prescribed duties. In this month, one who sleeps on the floor, we should go camping. Okay. Maintains celibacy, worships Sri Damodar, and eats only havisha, that's Ekadasi food, no grains. Items using palasha leaves is free from all sins and will taste the bliss of Lord Vishnu in Vaikuntha. By bathing at dawn, controlling the senses, performing japa, and eating havisha throughout Kartik, one is free from all sins, and by eating only once a day, he will become famous, strong, and courageous. So does that mean if you eat twice a day, you'll become twice as strong, courageous, and 3 times? Or half? I don't know. Maybe. One who eats, because what it says here, do what you can. You know, it's not expected everyone can do all of these things. And we have our what's given to us by Prabhupada, the offering of lamps, that's coming next. One who eats on palasha leaves, that's a certain time we don't have here. Thousands of fences great as worships Lord. thousands of offenses and even the greatest sins of someone who worships Lord Hari during Kartik will all be forgiven. And if he offers to Sri Vishnu his favorite candied sugar and sweet rice with ghee and honors the Lord's remnants, he gains the same merit of performing sacrifices day after day. Yeah, it says, he who offers to Sri Vishnu, capital H, his favorite candied sugar and sweet rice with ghee, and honors the Lord's remnants, he gains the same merit of performing sacrifices day after day. So Krishna will like sweet rice with candied sugar in it and a little bit of ghee. Those who bathe, stay awake, offer lamps, and care for Tulsi's garden. You take care of Tulsi's garden? You? Okay. During Kartik will obtain a form similar to Lord Vishnu's. Those who perform these practices for just 3 days will become the object of the demigod's prayers. So if you see any demigods hovering around you, Bhaktalera, you'll know why. What then shall I say about those who do it throughout their life, every Kartik? Types of vratas during Kartik. Specific Kartik vratas are Hari Jagrananam. You know what that means? It's a tough one. Staying up all night and still doing your services the next day. Bathing at dawn, tending Tulsi, completing a charitable work, and offering lamps, diyas. A person who undertakes these 5 vows can attain both bhukti and mukti. What's bhukti? Thank you, Damodar. Staying up all night may be performed in temples of Vishnu or Shiva near ashwatha trees, or in places where Tulsi grows. A person who cannot yet get bathing water for his ablutions or who is sick should purify himself by chanting Lord Vishnu's name. That's called mantra snanam. If you're in the desert or there's no water or something, you just chant by mantra. Purify yourself by mantra. If a charitable work cannot be completed in time, one can feed Brahmins in a quantity proportional to the work and thus temporarily fulfill his vow. If one is unable to offer a lamp, one can endeavor to revive another's lamp or protect it from the wind. In the absence of Tulsi plants, one can serve Vaishnavas and Brahmins instead. That doesn't mean you go water a devotee. It's said in the book, if Tulsi wasn't available, I could water you. That's not what it means. Just want to make that clear in case someone had some ideas. And if none of the 5 vows are feasible, then by serving Brahmins, cows, and ashwatha or bhatta tree, one can still complete his brata. So, here's we read a little bit, because I guess with the Bhagavatam verse, is this what happens tomorrow? Who gives class? Friday. Janardhan? Okay, you guys, well anyways, the verse is written. Is that okay that I'm reading this? Because it's good, exciting. The sins, this is about offering the lamps, which we do. The sins accumulated in millions of kalpas vanish in an instant when a lamp is offered during Kartik. Let me read that line again. The sins accumulated in millions of kalpas, not even lifetimes, vanish in an instant when a diya is offered during Kartik. Okay. Now, of course, it's true with all devotional activities. It has to do with the consciousness. Okay? But one offers with devotion. In proportion to one's devotion, so many kalpas of sins are eradicated. O great Brahmanas, listen to this Deepa's virtues, which are dear to Keshava. By offering a diya in this month, a person will not take birth on earth again. The Deepadan bestows all the benefits available at Kurukshetra during solar eclipses and at Narmada during lunar eclipses, multiplied by the millions. O great sage, what is the value of an Ashwamedha sacrifice for someone who in this month lights ghee or oil lamps? By this offering to the Lord, all prescribed activities, even if devoid of mantra, rituals, and cleanliness, are brought to perfection. Anyone who offers Deepa to Keshava during Kartik is actually performing all sorts of ablutions and sacrificial ceremonies. On the other hand, all the pious deeds of these 3 worlds are not effective if this Kartik diya does not burn before Lord Keshava. So do it. O Brahmana, since time immemorial the ancestors are praying, if a scion, that means a descendant of mine, who can please Lord Keshava by this Deepa Dan will appear in our lineage, we would certainly all become liberated by the mercy of the Lord who has a chakra in his hand. So all of your ancestors have been praying for you to take birth and offer this lamp to Keshava. Well, I don't know. They didn't. Well, maybe they found it. They read the fine print later, and after they went to hell, there was some fine print. Why are you in hell? Like when you arrive, there's a book. Hey, why are you in hell? And they read and go, oh my goodness, I forgot that. I hope someone offers a D. I didn't do it. I did. So, moreover, even if the volume of one's sins equals Mount Meru, this Deepadan can certainly incinerate them. Be it in a temple of Lord Vasudeva or in one's private house, this offering yields amazing results. Indeed, the person who lights this lamp before Madhusudana is fortunate and glorious, because even hundreds of sacrifices and ablutions in holy places cannot match the results instantly acquired by this offering of lamps. Even one who never performs religious rituals, or even the worst sinner, will surely be purified by this offering. That's why when guests come, try to get them to offer lamps. Oh, it's, whatever you have to say. Trick, hook, or crook on this one. It's a pious activity, all kinds of pious results, benedictions, very special, like that. O Narada, in all the three worlds, there is no sin that can stand before this Kartik Deepa. In fact, by presenting this lamp before Lord Vasudeva, the eternal abode can be reached without obstruction. Okay. In this month, O great Brahmanas, should I stop? Read another paragraph? What should I do? There's just one or two more on the lamps. In this month, O great Brahmanas, a person who illuminates Lord Keshava's temple even for the sake of gambling. Now, none of you Prabhus are gambling in here, are you? Ryan looks away. Because it says here, if you illuminate a temple for the sake of gambling. So I guess it happens, right? Because, sometimes there's temples and it's kind of abandoned, so people do all kinds of things in them. Okay. For the sake of gambling, purifies his family up to 7 generations. And those who kindle this Kartik Deepa in a temple of Lord Vishnu will prosper with wealth, progeny, good reputation, and fame. Just as friction manifests the fire inherent in any wood, so this Deepadan undoubtedly manifests Dharma present in any action. O eminent Brahmana, the destitute should also arrange for this offering throughout the month until the full moon day, even if it is necessary to sell his own person to do so. I guess you could sell yourself back then. And then, they get the money and do some service. The fool who does not offer this Deepa in Lord Keshava's temple during Kartik, O sage, should never be considered a Vaishnava. Even the offering of all existing wealth and the offering of a Deepa during Kartik, there is no comparison. In fact, the latter is certainly more precious. So, a person who kindles an Akhanda Deepa, that is... that's the one that just goes all day and night. It's in a big lamp. You just keep it going. Akhanda means non-ending. Before Lord Hari will leave for the Lord's abode on an effulgent vehicle and live there in bliss. So tomorrow morning I'll wake up and there'll be like 6 big lamps on that altar. Well, it says the Lord's abode. I guess it depends on the rasa of the devotee, because Krishna won't put you in a place you don't belong. Okay? And it's a conversation between Sri Krishna and Satyabhama. It says, all the results acquired by donating grains during Pitri Paksha, that's the 2 weeks of offering things to the ancestors, or by distributing water in the months of Jeshta and Ashada, I guess those are probably dry months,